Hi, everybody. So this recording actually going to be the new demo recording for the entire tool because I've added some very interesting functionality, which is actually the metadata optimization process. So we start with the keyword research, but then the question is, what do you do next with the keyword research? So for me, it was always pretty clear. I mean, I have a lot of things to do with the keyword research. I'm going to study the research and optimize the metadata based on what I found in the research. But, you know, the feedback I got was, okay, so we have the keyword research. What do we do with this? So we're going to do something with this. We're going to use the keyword research in a way that would produce for us the app title, subtitle, and metadata, and the like 100 characters of keywords metadata that we are allowed to use in the App Store Connect. So it's going to be like a complete walkthrough, right, for the process of how do I get to optimize the metadata for an app from starting, right, from scratch. So I will just remind again that currently the tool is only available for iOS apps in US. The Google Play version is coming in very soon. It's done. I just need to QA it a little bit, and I'm going to share it with you as well. And then I'm going to add new languages. And so if you have languages that you prefer, you can comment. You can send me a message on LinkedIn, whatever, to tell me which languages you are interested. Probably I'm not going to get any messages because I know not a lot of people watch this. But anyway, I will probably start with something like Spanish, French, German, things like that. Okay. Good. So let's begin. The app we are working on today is AppBlock. So I think they seem to be pretty successful developer. So they have other apps as well in the niche as well, I would say. Now I have an opinion on the screenshots. I'm not going to do this right now. Maybe I will, sometime later I will also do videos about my opinion on screenshots. But let's just look at the metadata. What we see here, first of all, they repeat app 1, 2, 3 times. So one time it's plural. Okay, but again, the word "up" is such, it's not a stop word, but you shouldn't have this word in your app title or subtitle. I understand that this case is very specific and they should have this. But generally, just the word "app", it's useless to have because the thing is that Apple assumes everybody is an app. So everybody has the word "app" in its title or subtitle. So if somebody is searching for, best app for something, having the word "app" in your title actually or subtitle actually doesn't help you. Perhaps it's different here for conversion and things like that. I don't think Apple gonna change the way their algorithm works just for one niche. But anyway, the repetitions here are 3 times. So with plural and with singular. And yeah, you can debate if you want to have the single form or the plural form of a keyword, but you're having both of them. So I don't understand this. And also you can see here that if you take a string, like a word that is a string and it starts with an uppercase and then you have an uppercase somewhere in the middle, so Apple will just divide it into 2 words. In this case, it will divide it into up and block. So they have block also repeated twice. Limit screen time, I think this is the most important, I think, keyword. I don't know why it's only in the subtitle, but we're going to do the research. Let's start from the research and do this. By the way, again, I'm saying you should do whatever works for you. So these guys seem pretty successful. They know what's working for them, and they shouldn't, change it because it's very dangerous to change something that works because you never know why things work. You just know you have better assumptions on why things fail. But if something is working, it's very difficult to understand why. So it's not an advice for the specific app. But if you are planning to compete in this niche with a new app, so this can be a helpful keyword research process that we're going to do right now. Okay, so let's get ready and start. So we're going to take the app ID, put it here, run the check. going to recognize the app. We recognize the app. This can be your app, or this could be an app of a competitor that you think is, I don't know, a good player in your niche, leading your niche, whatever, especially if you don't have an app. So you should do this, conduct this research on some other app, or you can do this for your own app and just it's going to be like an audit. So we recognize the category. We're going to choose productivity, it's its category, but we can choose up to two other categories. In this case, I'm only going to mark utilities because the goal here is to find competitors that are targeting the same keywords and analyze them and find keyword ideas from there. So I think we might find competitors in productivity and utilities, maybe a little bit utilities. Probably everybody going to come from productivity, but utility, sometimes you're going to find an app which is like a productivity app, but it's in utilities or in business also. But so let's do this. Let's run the check. Find an app. There's the list of apps. Match clues, like keywords that they also target. Okay, so we can see like a lot of matches. So generally, I think that's very good. And let's start checking things that are relevant. So a blocker, site blocker, yes, screen time control. I think also it's part of the niche. Screen time control, brain rot screen time control, parental control app, not in the niche. Also about screen time, but very different niche. We want to stay close as possible to our core functionalities, our exact niche. Screen time and focus. App and website limit, that's what they write in the subtitle. So I'm going to mark this, but be present, focus and rewards. I mean, I don't want to drift too far from our core niche. So they talk about rewards and focus, and yes, they are competitors, but I mean, I don't want to mark them. We're gonna, because the goal is to have a keyword research which is specific, not a lot of nonsense that you that later need to clean through. You're gonna have dirt in your keyword research anyway, but from the start you want you want to make it as accurate as possible, as close as possible to your niche, to the core value, to the core functionality of your product. So I'm gonna skip this. Freedom, block up, stay focused. Good. They don't have a subtitle. Okay. Clear space, reduce screen time. Make your phone less addicting. Okay. Earn your time, screen time, complete habits. Okay, habits. Again, habits tracker, habits management, whatever. It's close, not close enough. I'm gonna pass on this right now. Color ID, not relevant. Spam blocker, whatever. Let's see if I didn't pick anything irrelevant. Okay, next step is that we're gonna look for similar apps. The similar apps, currently I take it from this list. So if there are apps in you might also like section of the target app that we're analyzing and they were not picked before, you're gonna have an option to pick them from step 2. Okay, adult content blocker. Again, adult content blocker is close, but it's a different niche. Actually, the developers here, they have an app, like as you can see, just for that. So, I mean, it's close, but it's a different niche. I don't want to include this. Stay focused, okay. Screen time blocker, okay. Study timer, less. Okay, to do. Okay, to do, again, it's a little bit already too far away, to-do lists and things like that. I don't want to include this. Plenty. Okay, I don't want to take Pomodoro timers. I mean, we will include timers, Pomodoro timers, or however they're pronounced anyway. They're going to be included anyway in the research. In the end, I don't want to pick this right now. Focus for productivity, ADHD. Again, I don't want ADHD. I don't understand what ADHD has to do with this. I think it's the opposite. As someone with ADHD, I mean, with documents about ADHD, I mean, I actually need to take medicine to be able to spend so much time on one website to then wanting to limit myself from this. So I don't really understand this. Never mind. Now we need to pick keywords. We start the keywords that are extracted from the titles and subtitles of the apps that we chose, and we start with our own target app. Okay, so everything isn't relevant. I'm gonna uncheck what I think is the least relevant or too broad, and I'm gonna start with app, because app is just, can be anything, so I'm not gonna include this. And the other things are okay. Website and time are also quite broad, but I understand how they relate, so I'm gonna keep them. Okay, and now we move to the next step where we're gonna do the same thing for competitor apps. Good. So here we have keywords extracted from titles and subtitles of the competitors that we choose. We're going to go over the list. We're going to uncheck everything that seems not related, too broad, things that we don't want to have in our research. Because from the keyword that we choose, they're going to build the list using keyword suggestions, the full list of keywords. So we really should uncheck things that we think are irrelevant. By the way, here you're going to see keywords even if you uncheck them in the previous step, because I'm giving you a second chance to think twice about something you unchecked in case this is a keyword that you target app is targeting and the competitors as well. So like, I'm giving you a second chance. Maybe it's annoying, I don't know, you can write me in the comments, maybe I'll remove this feature, but currently things might repeat itself. Apps, I'm gonna uncheck. Block, I mean, let's uncheck block. We have block apps and app blocker. I mean, that's enough. Blocker, block site, brain rot it's a name of an app, so you can choose if you want to keep names of apps or not, because they're gonna show up as branded. But sometimes a brand name may have keyword suggestions that have generic terms in it as well, and you may want to consider this when you choose the apps you want, the search terms you want to rank for, because it might be important. So I'm keeping them, but you can remove all the brand names if you want. Control, focus, focus timer. I mean, focus timer, I understand it's something else, so it's a different question if I want to keep it. But it's close enough, so I'm going to keep it. Freedom, I don't know what it is. Journey is a name of an app, but it also has a generic meaning, and I don't want to go into directions for, I don't know, travel or things like that, so I'm going to remove it. Limit screen time. Make is not relevant. Make your phone not relevant. Popular brand name. Phone not relevant. Phone less addicting. Okay. Reduce. Fine, I'm going to keep reduce. Refocus. No, sorry, screen alone without anything else. No, screen time is fine. Screen time blocker is fine. All those things look okay to me. Stay. No, stay focused. Yes, stay focused up. Yes, stay free. I don't know what it is. Time. Very, 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 very general. I don't know. Tough question. I'm going to keep it, but you can remove it. Tracker, no, because there are just too many trackers. Website limit, websites, fine. Fine, okay, why not? I'm gonna remove website and websites because I have block and blocker, so it's gonna cover everything that is about website or websites. And moving on to the next step. Next step is that from all the words, the keywords that we chose, we're gonna look for suggestions, then we're gonna run all of them, all of the keywords and the suggestions as search terms in Apple search engine. We're going to get the results of the top 10 apps ranked for each one of them, and we're going to analyze these apps, and we're going to look for more competitors, because what we got in the first two steps could be not enough. So here is a list of more apps that you're going to compete against in the Apple App Store if you're going to be in this app blocking, website blocking niche. So we're going to pick what we think is relevant. And you see here the list of keywords per which they were ranked in the top 10. So it might be that they are relevant competitors and they do target good keywords that you should also consider. Be presence, time control. Okay, Flora, green focus. I think it's something little bit slightly else. Forest, focus, productivity. I don't want to go there. Screen time control. Screen time. Trend. Okay, focus keeper, Pomodoro timer. I don't know. I think it's something else. I'm not going to check it. Focus to do, focus AppBlock, block apps, blocker, focus plant, no scroll time, screen limit. All the adult sites, I think there are different niche. I'm not going to choose them. Screen time control, reduce screen time, stay focused is okay. That's it. Control the scroll, fine. Screen time up limit, okay. Website blocker, okay. That's it. Like there is a limit. I cannot pick endlessly, so pick the maximum amount. Moving on to the next step. Next step, guys. Next step. Let's see what it is. So here, from the additional apps that we just chose, that we've seen that they ranked high for relevant keywords, we're gonna extract their app titles and we're gonna see what they try to target, and we're gonna uncheck things that we think are less relevant or too broad. Okay, there are a lot of brand names. That's okay. Let's see. Daily goals. Daily goals. It's a different story. Dopamine detox. Well, okay, let's keep it. No one is looking for this, but fine. Focus for daily. No. Live. Absolutely not. It's just, I don't know what it is. Lock apps up. Interesting. Make screen time. No. Off screen rewards. Not relevant routes. Probably not. Okay. Scroll. Okay, time on. Okay, and glue. And okay, fine. These are just weird, probably brand names. I'm gonna uncheck them. And final step. Now it's gonna build for us the final keyword map with all the keywords. We're gonna be able to export this. We're gonna be able to go over the keyword. We're gonna have 6 tables of analysis of frequencies of repeated keywords inside search terms, and we'll be able to go to the next step, which is the metadata optimization. So let's give it a minute. Oh, okay, that's it. That's done. We don't need to give it another minute. It is done. We have 366 keywords that I hope are as relevant, as accurate as possible. So this is the map. You can download it as a CSV and then do whatever you want with this. So what I usually do, I take it to other SEO intelligence tools and give and complete the complete the analysis, because they're going to give me difficulty scores and popularity scores, which I give here a lot of popularity scores, like 30 or 40, and difficulty scores, we're going to get them on the new feature that I'm going to show you just after we finish with step 7. Okay, so now you can do all of this inside this one tool with a complete walkthrough from the idea to actually optimizing your metadata. So we have keywords, we have the sources. The sources of a keyword is what, either it's a target app, the source of the keyword, we extracted it from our target app or from the competitors or from the apps that were ranked for the keyword that we extracted from the target app or the competitors, or the biggest list is suggestions. And then each suggestion has also the origin. You can look up. I have the branding, which is likely branding, likely generic, or likely branded. Why likely? Because I don't know for sure. I think it has something around 70% accuracy. There are some rules that are going to mark it as branded. It's not, as I said, 70% accuracy, probably not more, but still, I think it's good enough if you want just to filter out everything that could be branded and only look at generic stuff. Search ads popularity, probably 30-40% of the keywords gonna have search ads popularity. Not the most up to date for today, but I mean, if the number is big enough, so probably this keyword is popular, even though that there are fluctuations throughout different seasons of the year. If a keyword doesn't have a search engine, search as popularity score, you can take it to an ASO tool that you're using and maybe get it from there. Or you can do it from the from Apple Ads. Okay, Apple Ads going to give you on the user interface a score between 1 to 5, or you can not hack it, but you can use the developer console, whatever it's called, and you can look at in there. If you open the developer console while you're searching for a specific keyword, it's also going to give you the score from 1 to 100, and it's going to be updated. If you want this, there is a link of a guy on LinkedIn that show this hack, and you can read this. I did it, and it was very, very helpful. But what I can say is that in many of the cases, if search ads popularity score is absent from here, it is quite likely that this is not going to be the most popular keyword. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to have traffic at all, but probably are not one of the best, because the most popular keywords, I have the search ads popularity for them. Now we're looking at these tables, 6 tables. So I extract single word keywords from the list of search terms, 2-word keywords, and 3-word keywords. I extract them twice, once with NLP keyword extraction tool called Yake, and the other one is just literal, simple extraction. Just I look at a keyword, I break it down, I look at the search term, I'm breaking down for all the words that it has, and count how many times a specific word repeats in the list of keywords. Okay, so let's look at the NLP extracted. NLP extracted means that, it means that these are better keywords. These keywords are more likely to be searched because there's some kind of a semantic meaning to them that the extraction tool was able to recognize. Okay, so I think it's more like there's better quality here. The only place where there is maybe less quality is on the top single word extracted keywords. Like here, I would look at the simple extraction. But for 2-word, 3 words, I would look at the NLP extract. And what can happen is that you see a keyword screen time control repeats in 19 different search terms from our research. Okay, so it's pretty popular thing. So even if the term itself, screen time control, is not very popular, it doesn't have a lot of traffic on its own, but it repeats in many other traffic many other search terms that together can give you more search volume. If you click through, you get to the live search results for this keyword, and you can look what apps that try to rank for it, what are they doing, what do they do with the screenshots, what do they do with their metadata, etc. Below this, you're going to have the competitive landscape. So all of the apps that you choose, we're going to have like an analysis of them. By the way, you can see almost all of them were productivity. One came from health and fitness and one from lifestyle. Interesting. Okay, I thought going to be from utility, but nevertheless. And it's kind of a summary of some of the metrics that can help you assess if you're going to have a high chance to rank higher for a certain keyword or not, because you compete against other apps. So we'd want to look at their average rating, the total reviews, and some other things. So first of all, an age, maybe not that relevant for ranking, but just for you to see what are the most the oldest apps, the oldest players, okay, in your category, and who are a new player, and also reviews per year. So you would see more or less, okay, obviously. So if you need to get if you're gonna find an app here with what is the biggest, like 47 almost 1,000 reviews, so maybe it's quite difficult to achieve if you're just starting, but you need to see that it took them 3 and something years. So if you get around 10,000 reviews per year, that's maybe a good, or something you need to like a goal you need to set for yourself. Size, just to see that you are not too lightweight or not too heavy. How many screenshots they use in their in their listing, and do they use a preview video or not. Then you can look for see a summary here, summary table of the target app against the average in the category. So you can see, for example, screenshots. Okay, I don't know why I need to limit this, but screenshots, usually there are 8, you have the 9, fine. Preview video, nobody's using, so maybe it's not worth it. Reviews per year, okay, so this app is a little bit slow, should collect better reviews. It could be a question of traffic. It could be a question of just not being able to convert, not prompting users with a review request. Average rating, okay. Now, below this, you have the the chart. So the chart, it can be skewed negatively if you have some like awkward player like this kind of app. So stay free, right? So I'm gonna uncheck it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna uncheck it, and it's gonna disappear from the chart. And now you can see kind of the chart of where you stand in the competition. So what do we have in the chart? In the y-axis, we have the average rating. In the x-axis, we have the total reviews, log scaled, because you may find apps with millions of reviews. So you want to log it, so the chart would look more reasonable. And the size of the bubble is the reviews velocity. I mean, how many reviews per year they generate. And you can see the target app and the average in the industry, and you kind of see, okay, so you have a good ratings, but you need more reviews, you need to collect them faster, and you need, if you want to be in the closer to your competition. Good. Now, again, I'm reminding you, you can export this, you should export this and save it, because now we're going to move to the next step, and we're not going to click here. It's going to be open for us, and we're going to have the list that we got here. But you could also get to the new step without going through all of this, because, for example, you've done it in the past. And so in this case, you could save the map and then just copy paste it to the new screen. We'll see it in a second. Okay, so now we are on this step. This is the place where you should insert the CSV or TSV, whatever. If you just export it to Excel, you can just TSV means you can copy just the columns and put them here. You can also use keywords that are not from my research tool. You can come up with keywords here that you took from an ASO intelligence tool. All you need to do right now is just to have on your leftist column the keywords. That might be enough. If you want to include also search as popularity score from the intelligence tool, you need to leave 3 columns empty. I'm gonna make it easier later. I'm just telling you right now. Just leave 3 columns empty. On the 5th column, insert the search as popularity score. But we have this from the previous step, and now we have the analysis. Now we're going to go over all of the keywords from our research, and we're going to pick up to 30 keywords that we want to analyze, because from them, we're going to choose our app title, subtitle, and search and keyword metadata. Okay? So there are some filters here. So search as popularity filter, for example, I only want to look at keywords that have search as popularity. So I'm going to do more than, I don't know, 0, but let's say more than 5. Okay. Let's do more than 0. Fine. Then I can, for example, look only at generic. Okay. Again, as I said, it's a likely generic. Maybe they are branded. Maybe, they are generic unbranded, but 70% accuracy more or less. And here we can, for example, you can just type something to search. So for example, screen, I'm going to show you everything with screen. You can use regex here if you want to do, for example, screen, right? Screen. And so you put this, and for example, time. And for example, focus. Okay, so you can use this. Okay, it's gonna help you, find the 30 up to, you don't need 30, but up to 30 keywords that you want to analyze. So let's do this. Let's add block. Let's add up. Let's add whatever, I don't know, limit. Let's start with this. And let's also sort it by the most popular. And let's start going over them and try to pick things that we would like to analyze. Ad blocker, it infiltrated into our research. We know it's not relevant to our niche. Nothing to do about that. Let's just keep looking. Good. Screen time control. Okay. App blocker for iPhone. Okay. Screen time. Fine. App blocker. These are the keywords that I want to analyze deeper. I want to see where I have opportunities. That's what I'm doing right now. Insight timer, I don't know. Stay focused is interesting, because I see it has 32 search ads popularity score, which is weird. I mean, but okay, could be something that people search for. Screen time in one word. Sorry, AppBlock for iPhone free. Well, free. I mean, obviously, you don't want to compete for free, but just for the example, I'm going to add the word, this keyword here with the word free, just for you to see that how no, how weak competition there are for words with free. How nobody wants to compete for them. Limit screen time, good. Timer widget, could be. It's a feature. Screen time blocker, screen time tracker, screen time app, reduce screen time, free screen time app, screen time control free. Website blocker, site blocker, app blocker. Be focused, stay focused. Could be, like I said, stay focused, but these have very low search as popularity score. Okay, so we picked how many? 18 keywords. We're gonna click here, run keyword difficulty check. It's gonna give us keyword difficulty check, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what do we see in the check. Okay, so what we're gonna see are some matrices for each of the search terms, right? So search ads popularity that we already seen. Title optimization. We're gonna see for all the apps that are ranked in the top 10 for this keyword, like, do they use the exact match of the keyword in their title? Do they use it in a part of it, like partial, or do they use it like in a broad way, meaning that they are just using it in a different order of words? I'm going to give you an example soon. Competitors. We're going to take 50 top ranks for these specific search terms, and we're going to see how many of them are targeting these search terms in their app title. We're going to see what is the average reviews count for top 10 result, what is the average rating for top 10 results, and eventually there is some formula to calculate difficulty score that we can use. So, screen time control. Let's look at this keyword, okay? Search as popularity 51, very high. Title optimization, the score is 6, but if you hover over this, you're going to see exact equals 5. What it means? It means that in the top 10 result, 5 of the apps have screen time control exactly matching in their app title. So we have this open here, screen time control, 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 right? I don't know, 5 or 6, I don't know. But there are also 4 that are partial, meaning that they have some of the words. Okay, probably screen time without control. Okay, let's see, screen time, screen time. Okay, so it means it's quite difficult to compete. Then eventually it gives you a score of 6, up from 1 to 10. So it's quite difficult to compete. Quite difficult. 3-word keyword with a score of 6, with 5 exact match title optimization, quite difficult. 19 apps in the top 50 use screen time control in their app title. Okay, reviews, pretty average. Rating, quite low. Difficulty score overall is 5.15 out of 10. But again, it's out of 10, but it's not really out of 10. You need to look compared to others in your research. So the maximum is 10, but 5 is pretty high in our case. So we're going to sort it from the lowest to the highest, and we're going to look for the less competitive keywords. And we're going to see that, well, screen time, like here, okay, because no one is using this in this way, but actually it's pretty good keyword. I don't think it's really, in this case, in this kind of analysis, I don't think it means that it's not it's easy to compete, but you can try. You can try to use screen time in one word. I don't know. You can try. No one is doing this, right? You can try it. You can experiment. But you can see AppLocker for iPhone free. Free also, I mean, nobody's going to use it. No one wants to target specifically traffic of people that looking for something just for free. So it's going to be maybe easier to compete, but not that, you're not going to profit from this a lot. But look at this. Stay focused. So interesting. Very, very interesting. So relatively high search volume. Title optimization, no one exactly matches. Stay focused. which is weird. Yeah, weird. Why no one is using this? Don't understand. Okay, now competitors in top 50 that are using this. Reviews average, rating, well, rating is high, but overall, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here. So I like this keyword a lot. Screen time control free, we already talked about free. Side blocker, also, I mean, interesting, but I have very little traffic. Like search has popularity very low. Free screen, free screen time up. Okay, screen time up. Okay, limit screen time, interesting. So relatively not very competitive, but quite okay. I think this is what they use. Limit screen time. Yeah, that's what they use. Limit screen time. How do they rank for this? This is top 6, 7, 8, 9. Not in the top 10. They're not in the top 10 for something they use in their subtitle. Okay. Maybe they should use it in the title. Okay, interesting. So what I liked from here, stay focused. Screen time blocker, right? Almost no exact match, but the word blocker here, they're using it so much. Like in this specific case, it's gonna be also the name of the app. The word blocker gonna be in it. So, no, sorry, it's block. Okay, screen time blocker, interesting. Reduce screen time. Reduce screen time is interesting. Timer widget, screen time tracker already gets more competitive, but again, I think everything below 4, I think quite good. So screen time control is the most competitive, right? I mean, just don't go there. Screen time is, because it is included, right? Because it is completely included inside screen time control. So obviously it's going to have everything, like all its metrics is going to be more difficult, but it has actually less traffic, right? But I mean, screen time control is quite competitive, but screen time tracker is better. Screen time blocker is good, reduce screen time. Interesting thing. Now, what do we do next? Next, we have the same tables here for you to review if you want, but we're going to scroll down and we're going to look at this. So here we already have our app ID, and if you just started from this page, you're going to app the app ID. And let's see the coverage of the current title and app title. So current is like AppBlock, block, apps, and website. I mean, this is something that you would do when you're an ASO. You would do weird things, like apps is plural and website is not. Is this accurate? Yeah. So, I mean, obviously someone was thinking about ASO here, but I don't understand the choices. Dot limit screen time, right? So we see they repeated up and block. We don't repeat things. Obviously, I don't know what their metadata, but I know what I would put in the metadata. We're going to see it soon. Title, subtitle. So this is the coverage. So 6 out of the 19 unique words that are here are in the title and subtitle. So let's do something new. So let's keep a block, and let's, for example, do limit. This is what they have in the subtitle, right? So limit screen time, right? So now it's marked in green. And now, for example, website blocker, stay focused. Ooh, I like it. So a lot of green stuff. I think we didn't see green stuff before, right? Am I correct? Let me run this check again. Oh my God. Yeah, well, a little bit of screen. Yeah, they have some of this, but also red's one, which I don't want to see. So I mean, not very bad, but let's try my way. So again, so as I said, limit screen time, just taking it from the subtitle to the title, to the app title. And here is website blocker. I mean, here I can use website in singular form because I don't have apps before that in plural form. And stay focused. Okay, so we moved from 6 to 8. I think it's better. Now let's see if we have other options. Reduce screen time, limit. Like reduce or limit. I think limit is a better word. The word limit, right? Because limit, you see, first of all, in NLP extracted is repeated a lot. Yeah. In single extraction also. And actually single extracted reduce also not bad. Do I see limit screen, limit, reduce? Interesting. You know what? Let's check. Let's check like this. Let's check reduce versus limit. Um, sorry. Reduce versus limit. Yeah, like this. Reduce versus limit. I don't see reduce. Let's see. Just clear filters. Reduce. So I have only one word with search engine popularity for reduce. So this requires some checking. Reduce screen. No, it's not relevant. Reduce screen time. Actually, only one of them is actually relevant. No, reduce screen time. Reduce. Yeah. Okay. So there's some, and limit. Limit or more, but limitless. Limit screen time. Yeah. Limit. Yeah. I mean, tough question. Reduce or limit? I mean, other way. What's easier to compete? Reduce 3.89. Limit is a little bit easier. Okay, so let's go with limit. So limit is what they have in the subtitle. Now, here's the fun part, keyword metadata. So here you want to use words that can be matched with the terms that you have in the title and subtitle. So for example, if you have limit screen, and you add reduce, so you have a limit screen time here, but you're going to have reduced in the metadata. So Apple also going to look at you as somehow relevant to reduce screen time, because you have screen time limit screen time, and here you're going to have the word reduce. So it's gonna look at this as well. But which are the keywords that you're gonna put in here? You would like to put all of the keywords that you didn't use in the up title and subtitle, but are repeated in a lot of other keywords, which is this list. So I'm taking everything from this list. They are not repeated because it is already checked, right? So the suggested words that are not in up title or subtitle, I just added all the most important ones. And that's it. So some of them are going to be names of apps. You can remove it, you can keep it. Usually I don't like to use names of other apps in the keyword metadata, although some people are going to say that it helps you to rank better for competitors. I don't know what's the best, the noise about ranking for your competitors, unless your competitors are, I don't know, Instagram or Facebook or something like that, and have so much traffic. Like, I don't see the benefit, because no one is going to decide to download your app instead of someone else's app just because you run an ad on this brand term or you're ranked in the second or third place. They're going to download both apps and other apps as well. This is what's going to happen. And then the conversion after trial from such a download, also the conversion to trial is going to be not ideal, but the conversion after trial is going to be very low. So I don't like it. I mean, I don't see the benefit, because these people who are going to download many apps, and this is a problem that is anyway happening with search engine marketing. So even if you rank high for a generic term like a screen lock app, people are not going to download just one app. They're going to download multiple apps. They're going to compare, and they're going to convert only on one of them. So this is a problem for search engine marketing, because it's not like someone's coming from Facebook because he saw your ad. So on Facebook, you're going to have the problem of converting it to install, to convert it into a trial. It's going to be very difficult. But after that, you don't have competition while the user is on trial. But from search engine marketing, the user is on trial on your app and on many other apps. So it's difficult regardless. So you also want to put effort into ranking on brand terms which just gonna make the problem worse instead of trying to rank for only for generic terms, which anyway it's gonna be difficult, but at least it's gonna be a little bit easier. That's what I think. That's it. I'm done. Thank you. See you next video.